Hello, dear learners. I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I hope, too, you're taking care of yourselves since we are still in this pandemic and we should take great care of ourselves. Today, I'm going to take you through a topic in grade 6, and that is algebra. I know it's not the first time that you're hearing this, since in grade 5, you touched on it a little bit. So therefore, I'm going to take you through it, and we are going to have a form of a discussion today, whereby I'm going to engage you wherever you are, but on the other hand, it's that we are going to engage with what I have written on the board. Algebra is a very interesting topic, and mostly, if you understand the concept well, you will enjoy doing the sums. I want to take you through from the start, the definition of algebra, what it pertains, then we are going to see how we are going to solve sums involving collecting of the like terms. Come with me, as you look directly on the board, you will see I have written the term, what is algebra. Please, dear learner, wherever you are, I want you to read with me. Read. It is a part of mathematics in which letters and other general symbols are used to represent numbers and quantities in formula and equations. Please, dear learner, can we repeat that again? It is part of mathematics in which letters and other general symbols are used to represent numbers and quantities in formula and equations. I know that definition may look ambiguous. I know without examples that definition will not bring any meaning. But let's see what it is. I would like to take you through terms used in algebra. Number 1, we have what we call variable. Number 2, we have what we call constant. Number 3, we have what we call coefficient. These 3 are terms used in algebra, and we are going to see what it is in the real action. If you look at my example here, I have written 4x plus 5. 4x plus 5 is an expression. It's an algebraic expression. It has 4. What is 4? 4 is a coefficient. We are going to see the definition of coefficient. What is x? X is a variable, as you can see it, and 5 is a constant. If you look at it, I know you already have the meanings according to you. Some can say a coefficient is a number which comes before a variable. Correct? Then you can say a variable is a letter which goes hand in hand with a coefficient. Correct? Then a constant is a number which stands by its own. Correct? Let's see if that's what we have. A variable, a quantity that may change within the context of a mathematics problem, mostly given in letters form. Is that what we have? Yes, that is what we have. Constant is a number on its own, or sometimes a letter such as A, B, or C, or any other letter to stand for a fixed number, a fixed number. Therefore, that is what we have, a constant, a number. And here we can also have letter A. We can have letter B, letter C, and so forth. Coefficient, a numerical or a constant quantity placed before and multiplied and variable in an algebraic expression. We have our expression here. We have seen the coefficient. You know always there is a multiplication sign in between. Therefore, we say 4 times x. That's why we say a numerical or a constant quantity placed before and multiplying the variable. 4 times x, the coefficient is here. Dear learner, I hope you have followed well. I hope these, since you can see them clearly, you are going to go through them one again and again to get them well in your heads, so that anytime somebody asks you what these are, you are able to say. But in a general way, in a very short manner, you can say a coefficient is a number that comes before a variable. Correct? A variable is a number which combines with a coefficient. Correct? A constant is a number that starts on its own. Correct? So therefore, you can make it as short as I have stated, then somebody will understand what you really mean. Now, we see what collecting of the like terms. I'll take you through. If you have oranges with you, you can replace them oranges. You can count how many oranges you have. If somebody asks you, how many oranges do you have? For example, if I have 5 oranges here, then somebody asks you, Moses, how many oranges do you have on the table? I'll say, I have 5 oranges. Instead of using the term orange, I can use the letter O, which is the variable O, to say I have 5 O. If I have 10 apples with me, I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll count 10. Instead of saying 10 apples, I will say 10A. You get it? The coefficient before the number 10, coefficient, letter A representing the apples. How many tables do you see in front of your eyes? I can count and say I have 6 tables. 6 tables. Instead of saying tables, I will say 6T. Coefficient, a variable, T, standing for the tables, and the number of items that you have counted. Let me see, for example, let's see in examples. I'll have maybe number 1, A plus A plus A plus A. If I count, these are all variables, but here they can be considered as constant, because we say a constant can also be a letter. Here we have a letter such as A, B. I have used them as constants there. So A, we have 4 of them, and all of them are A's. But our answer now has a coefficient and a variable. So this one has changed now. It was a constant before, but here it has changed to be a variable, a coefficient and a variable. We can have B plus B plus B. How many B's do we have? We come to them. 1, 2, and 3. We have 3 B's. That is it. We can have 4K plus 5K plus K. What we only need here to do is add 4 plus 5. You will get 9K. Since this one is starting on its own as a constant, we add it as a whole, we will get 10K. We get 10K. Therefore, we can use coefficient and variables together and a constant alone. We can have also 5G plus 6G plus 7G. Here we are adding the coefficients, we add them. 5 plus 6, 11, plus 7, we get 18. So therefore, we shall have 18G. So you note that when we are collecting the like terms, what we are doing, we are adding, if you have the coefficients, we are adding the coefficients together and getting the total. And then we are remaining with our variable as it is. We can combine using different. For example, as I conclude, we can have 8H plus 5H plus 6L plus 3L. We can have different like that, and collecting the like terms means we will deal with this separately and this separately. We will add the coefficients, whereby we are talking about 8 plus 5, we are getting 13, and the variable is H. So we say 13H. Then what is joining them together is the addition side. There we shall have coefficient 6 plus 3, we get 9, and the variable 9L. Therefore, we can have our answer as 13H plus 9L. Finally, we can have also a sign like 7, let's say x minus 3x plus 4y minus 2y. We can also have the subtraction sign being used, whereby we are going to subtract the coefficients here. We say 7 minus 3, which will give us 4, and the variable is x. We add 4 minus 2, which will give us 2y. Dear learners, having done these few examples on the board, I believe you are able to correct like terms, even in a combination, in an expression. Therefore, you will practice doing this time again and again. We are going to still continue with this topic. When we meet next, we are going to see now how we can solve very big or complex expressions in algebra. We are going further to see how we can solve equations, because what we have done here, this is the basis of algebra. Without understanding this, you cannot solve an equation. Therefore, learner, I wish to leave you with that point, whereby I have said, you will go through this, understand what is this, then you'll go through the examples. Finally, you are going to see that all that you have to do is that when we meet next, it will be easy, because we shall only execute sums, and sums. Dear learner, I wish you with few words that says, Corona is real, take care of yourself, keep social distance, wash your hands regularly with soap, and sanitize yourself. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best. God bless.